Hey everybody, welcome to the Gootz cast for Friday, the 22nd of May. I'm here with Andrew Lee. Just a heads up before we start tomorrow, I will be covering Double or Nothing. I am unfortunate. I can't believe I'm paying $50 for this piece of shit, and I'm gonna so fucking regret it. I could probably give a girl $50 to send me photos of her titties.
Do you think the card's gonna change?
Oh, the Britt Baker's out.
Oh, so her versus Chris Statlander's gone.
Yeah,
That
Penelope
match is
Ford's
off.
in it. But I'm not reviewing
What?
it tomorrow. Penelope Ford is in taking her
Versus
place.
Chris Statlander?
Yeah.
All right. And is one of the Young Bucks still in? Who got hurt? Which one got hurt? I can't tell them.
One of the Young Bucks and Ray Phoenix. As far as I know, they're still in. No one's sent
They're
it.
both still in? Okay. So that's not the worst thing in the world. But that match,
but most of that card is fucking just ass. Anyway.
now that Britt Baker's
it's
out,
a very WCW card.
Yeah, now that Britt Baker's out, they should actually think about maybe moving that match to the pre-show. The buy-in.
Yeah. So I'll be covering this tomorrow night with Kyle Lewis. Jesus. I hope I get clicks on this. If I get less than like 30 clicks on this, I'm gonna blow my brains out. That I paid $50 for nothing. Anyway.
That'd be more than $1 a click if you get only 30.
Woo! All right, so please listen if you're watching this. Okay, so let's get into Smackdown. Andrew Lee, let's start reviewing it.
So, I thought I read yesterday or today. So I think I read it today that Triple H said something about how they might do like a video package for Shad. And
they did show his face for
yeah, but I thought I read that somewhere, and then the show starts off with a video package where they go like they're talking about people making sacrifices, and I thought this was a video for Shad, but it ended up being a Memorial Day tribute video. I really thought it was about Shad.
Isn't it weird that like people are like, oh, I want to pay tribute to the troops that are dying, but but those same people are like Corona's fake. And I don't really care that your grandmother died of it or your father died of it. Isn't that weird? Like Vince doesn't give a shit that our grandparents or our parents could die of this, but like he's like crying over the troops.
Well, I mean, I guess you could make different cases about it, but I mean, I think if anything, if you watched since this quarantine time, if there's anything that's been proven, it's that Junior is a scumbag.
They're also even Tony Khan and Cody are scumbags too.
No, but like I mean, the things he's been doing with the XFL, firing people unnecessarily during the quarantine, finding out that he sued Martha Hart. This guy's Junior is a complete scumbag. He needs to pay for his sins, man. And he probably will. But
probably not.
Yeah, anyway. It's no surprise if he doesn't care about anybody.
Okay. Anyway, let's start with the show.
Yeah, show starts off. This is not a live episode of SmackDown. We got Corey Graves and Michael Cole starting us off. We get Miz and Morrison doing their stupid talk show, and they spend this time shitting on Otis, Becky Lynch. They kind of crap on her being pregnant.
Oh, that was a funny line. I would go away if Seth Rollins was. I would go away if Seth Rollins had. I thought that was funny.
I mean, you know what? I mean,
I just hate Seth Rollins. I love shitting on him. So,
you know what I find about Miz and Morrison? They're always like a week or two behind on their humor.
Yeah,
I always find that because, like, I remember one time they made like a really, really crappy Tiger King reference, but people had stopped talking about Tiger King like 2 weeks before they started. They made a Tiger King joke. AJ Styles was the first one who mentioned it, and then this guy.
I feel you know what I feel like with Vince is that like you need to have like 2-3 weeks to like get his approval to talk about something. So like, right now the Joe Biden line. If you go on Monday night and be like, oh, I want to reference the Joe Biden line. Let's say if you're Street Profits, what Joe Biden line? I don't know what you're talking about. Who's Joe Biden? And then like 3 weeks later, he'll walk up to like Apollo Crews and be like, you should, the Joe Biden line. If you don't vote for me, you ain't black.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. You didn't hear about this?
I read about it. I mean, I don't really pay much attention.
All right, well, it's sweeping the nation. But
it's not wrestling.
A month from now, Vince will go up to like Bobby Lashley, be like, "You should say if you don't want me for to be a champion, you ain't black, haha." And they'll be like, "That was a month ago. Just do it." You know, it's like he's like you know.
Well, their jokes must have to get approved by Vince because they definitely did a poop joke for Vince McMahon and with the puppets when they're making fun of Bray
I
Wyatt's puppets.
love it. Oh, that was awful.
I
Where is
I
Bray
don't
Wyatt? Did
find
he just go home?
I don't know. I don't find any of this Miz and Morrison stuff funny. This was the first mention of Bray and his since that match at Money in the Bank, right?
Yeah.
So he's done, right? Yes.
I mean, they got him over so strong with the Cena shit. And then I get it that he loses to Braun Strowman as himself, but why is he not like coming back as the Fiend? Maybe they'll have the Fiend show up after Backlash, but it just why did this guy just go away when he basically murdered John Cena, the biggest
Yeah.
star of the last 20 years?
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe John Cena just really likes him, wants to put him over. So they're making fun of everybody, and then Braun Strowman comes out. He goes like, "You guys are pretty funny," and John Morrison talks crap and basically makes it lead to the first match, which is Braun versus Miz. There was a really cool moment where Braun is into the outside, ref's distracted, and Morrison does like a step up, like a Gamanguri to the face. That was a really cool scene. But then basically come back from commercial break. Braun's dominating, hits a power slam, and he wins. And then Morrison challenges him to a handicap match at Backlash. So Miz and Morrison versus Braun Strowman for the SmackDown title at Backlash. What did you think?
Besides the Seth Rollins line, a waste of a segment and a waste of a pay-per-view main event. This Backlash card is looking like fucking garbage. Except for Bobby Lashley, Drew Michael. That'd be a good match too. Drew Michael versus Bobby Lashley. Drew McIntyre versus Bobby Lashley. I think that'll be a good match. Everything else is kind of.
I was thinking like, God damn it! I have to watch this fucking match now. I was like,
this whole card looks like shit.
Oh man, I was like, I don't want to watch this match.
I can tell Vince is like, I don't get. He's just this pay-per-view Backlash. They're just having it to have it, but he could give two shits about it.
This was a terrible way to start the show.
Yeah.
But the second match was not terrible at all. It was AJ Styles versus Nakamura. This is for that Intercontinental tournament that they're having. Good back and forth. In the beginning, Nakamura hits the sliding German. This, by the way, the first time I ever saw this was by John Morrison, but I guess he can't do it because Nakamura did it first in WWE. They come back from commercial break. This is a good match. There's even a moment where AJ Styles hits like a really sick-looking Ochigoroshi. You know, like that thing, that tiebreaker that Ty Dillinger used to use where he's got him in the fireman carry and then he throws you over into his knee. Nakamura's turned to his side and he took the knee to the side of his neck. It looked painful. Basically, a lot of back and forth. Everybody's hitting their finishers. AJ's hitting, get the calf crusher on. What do you call it? Nakamura hits the Kinshasa. There's a great moment where Nakamura has AJ in the triangle choke, and AJ turns it into a one-armed Styles clash. I thought that was going to be the end. It's not. Styles ends up hitting the phenomenal forearm for the win, and he advances in the tournament. I thought this was a fantastic match, better than their Royal Rumble match. I mean, not Royal Rumble, WrestleMania match.
Yeah, it was good. I like this match. I had a good time.
This should have opened the show.
Yes. But you know they have to. They love Miz and Morrison.
Yeah. By the way, during this match, they mentioned that AJ Styles is now officially a SmackDown guy.
Yeah.
Because of the trades, I'm like, okay, whatever you guys want to do. They have
one second.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. So those two had a great match. What was up next?
Then we get a Charlotte and Bayley recap, and then they go backstage where Bayley's with Sasha Banks, and Bayley asks Sasha to stay in the back for their match and not to come out. Then it leads to our third match, Charlotte versus Bayley. There's a cool moment in the beginning where Bayley goes for a cover and tries to put her feet on the rope. Ref catches her, and she's like, I was just testing you. And then Charlotte, couple of seconds later, does the same exact thing, puts her feet on the rope for the cover. Bayley kicks out at 2, but the ref doesn't call it, and Bayley's like all pissed off. Good back and forth. This is a long match. I think it should have been a little longer than it should have been. And I cannot stand Charlotte's good in this match, but man, her trash talking is garbage. She keeps mentioning SmackDown. She goes, "This is how they do it on SmackDown." I'm like,
yeah, you were just there like 2 weeks ago. There's nothing different between time.
You used to work here, you know, and work in the same building. And then basically Bayley does a roll up, holding the ropes to win, which is kind of like a callback to what happened earlier with the feet on the rope and stuff. But she wins. Bayley wins. Charlotte's just smiling because she lost. I don't know why she was so happy. And then at the end of the commercial break, Bayley's hugging Sasha Banks in the back, and they're all happy. I thought this match was good, but it was too long. And it wasn't like an amazing match, but it was a good match. What'd you think?
Meh. I mean, at least they didn't have Charlotte cut a fucking promo about how fucking great she is for 2 hours like they have the last.
But yeah, man, she is everywhere. She is everywhere.
And she has a match on Raw. She's gonna wrestle. She's gonna wrestle Nia Jax and Natalya to see who's gonna fight Asuka at Backlash. Why is Natalya in that match when she's been beaten to death by Shayna Baszler the last 2 weeks?
That's this coming Monday, and why is Charlotte in it? She's the NXT champion.
Because Charlotte's everywhere. I'm really pulling for either Nia or Natalya to win that.
Look, she's legit everywhere at this point.
I'm sick of her, but yeah, whatever. It was fine.
You watch 205? They said she's going to be on 205 next week.
No,
I'm just kidding.
I was like, did I miss that?
That'd have been funny if she was.
They should have her on 205 Live and just destroy the entire roster, like just a one on 10 handicap match. She's like. Danny Burch's like begging, please, no more. And she just knocks him unconscious. Like, just that's what they should do with Charlotte.
You know what she is? She's a good wrestler, but she's not like a ratings draw. She's she's like Randy Orton. She doesn't need to be on every show. She's not like The Rock or Stone Cold.
No, they should go all the way. I've decided they go all the way. She should show up on NXT UK next week and just beat everyone at Mario Kart, like the entire roster.
She show up on Carneyland.
Show up on Carneyland, kick fucking Nick Aldis in the head.
I could do whatever I want. This is Carneyland.
She just beats up Tessa Blanchard on the Mexican border. Yeah, she shows up on AEW and breaks Britt Baker's other leg.
There are some wrestlers who could be on repeatedly on multiple shows and they will constantly be getting people to watch. She is not one of them.
He's not one of them.
Like, you know who I think could do it? Like, I wouldn't get sick of him being on every single show. It's like AJ Styles. You know?
Yes.
Like,
or even Nakamura.
No, I don't think I want to see Nakamura. Not the way he is now. AJ's
Sami Zayn, if he wasn't anti-American and wouldn't acknowledge that Corona's fake, like Vince.
Yeah. Maybe Angel Garza. I think I could watch Angel Garza.
No, I go kill myself.
But not Charlotte. Right. We go to match 4. This is a match I've been building up for a while. Sonya Deville and Dolph Ziggler versus Otis and Mandy. Mandy has new gear. She came out with this last week, but I just thought she was just wearing regular clothes. But this is actually her gear clothes. This is actually her gear now, ring gear. Basically, she wears like a denim, like, I don't know, jacket.
Yeah,
with
I
no
guess because she's fucking Otis.
So and Daisy Duke, so she's wearing like the all denim, and it looks good. But basically, this is like mixed tag match, so tags really aren't necessarily needed 100%. It's decent match, back and forth. Sonya Deville pins Mandy by hitting her with a Shining Wizard in the back of the head. So far, this was just like the Charlotte match. It's not a bad match, but it's not an exciting match, you know?
I liked it. I like the fact that both Otis and Mandy sold for Dolph and Sonya. Mm-hmm. I think at the end of this whole thing, Sonya and Otis need to be elevated. And so what that means is I think Otis needs to destroy Dolph and Sonya needs to not fake. I think at the next pay-per-view they can do another mixed tag and have Otis and Mandy win. But then I think at the July pay-per-view they should have Sonya they don't have Dolph there, but have Sonya definitively defeat Mandy like by knockout, like she's just unconscious, and just make it very clear that Mandy could not compete with Sonya. Then move Sonya on to either move her to Raw for Asuka, or do something with her on SmackDown with someone else. That's what I think should happen.
To me, this is already over. I don't want to watch these guys wrestle each other anymore.
I think you can get 2 more matches out of Sonya and Mandy.
For what, though? Do you really want to watch them wrestle more?
Yeah, why not? I don't mind them.
I mean, to me,
what would you prefer, Sonya versus Tamina?
No, just move on.
Mandy Rose versus Dana Brooke? What?
Just go on to a different storyline, yeah. Where is Dana Brooke? Ever since she looked like an idiot on Money in the Bank, she's disappeared.
No, she was last week. She beat up Naomi.
Oh yeah, that's right. She sat on her. She sat on her and won.
She sat on her.
I don't know. To me, I'm already over it.
All right, I like it. I'm good. I'm still good with it. I enjoy it.
I don't think it's over. I think we're going to have more matches from this group, but
I'm just saying. I think at the end, they should make it very clear that Mandy was definitively defeated by Sonya.
Yeah, they need something though to inject some new life back into this feud. But
they should reveal Sonya was in love with Mandy.
Maybe Jeff Hardy, because he gave a promo after this. I mean, it was a nothing promo. Then they showed a Shad Gaspar graphic. Yeah, just an image, no video or anything. Then they do another Forgotten Sons promo. Now, I was expecting a lot for this, since it's Memorial Day, and Forgotten Sons are all supposed to be veterans of armed services. And last week they had Jackson Riker, formerly Gunner of. I don't think last week or the last time they did this promo, it was Jackson Riker who did the promo, but this time it's Steve Cutler. Steve Cutler is the guy who shaved his head. The first line he says is, "Just like the brothers I served with," and then there was like a really long pause. Like he was just a really long pause, and then he got into his promo, and I was like, all right. It's like I thought he had brain damage or something. I was like, why is there just fucking long pause? It was all right. I don't think Steve Cutler should be the one talking.
No, Jackson Riker should be. Yeah, it was very meh. I didn't really care for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jackson Riker's was shorter, more intense. This one was like, all right, whatever. And then Miz and Morrison are arguing in the back, and then they're excited about the match against Braun Strowman. I guess the handicap match. They got a championship match at Backlash. Anything you want to say about any of these? Jeff Hardy promo, the Forgotten Sons, or the Miz and Morrison promo?
I could care less about the Forgotten. I thought it sucked, and everything else was just average. This was a very non-new. Let's get to the last match.
Yeah, this last match, Jeff Hardy versus Sheamus. The match had been building up for a very, very long time, months, and this
since Mania.
Yeah, and this is a Intercontinental Tournament match. Sheamus is just beating the crap out of Jeff. He picks him up and throws him on top of the announcer's table. Good trash talking by Sheamus. A lot of good trash talk. He's smiling. He's looking at Corey Graves and going like, "This is a great workout." And he finally, he mentions why he hates Jeff so much. He's like, he's jealous that this guy got so much coverage. This garbage like Jeff Hardy got so much more coverage than he did when he was making his return. He hits him with like 3 Irish curse backbreakers that look good. He hits him with like a huge knee, but Jeff starts making a comeback. He tries to hit the swanton, but then he gets 2 knees to the back. What ends up happening is Sheamus goes for the bro kick, misses. Jeff rolls up for the win, which is a kind of stupid ending. But I thought this match wasn't bad. It made Sheamus look really, really good.
I didn't like it because of that.
Because he made Sheamus look really good?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't need Sheamus to look really good. I think he's garbage. I was fine with Sheamus taking most of the match. I would have had Jeff Hardy hit him with the twist of fate and pin him and win. I wouldn't have had it be Jeff Hardy snuck in.
Yeah, it's like a snuck in win.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I didn't like that. Jeff Hardy is too established. He's too much. They should have had him definitively. I'm tired of Sheamus. I think he's garbage. I think he should go back with Cesaro and bring back the bar and feud with
He
New Day.
probably should, but he looked good tonight. But I
don't give a
mind
fuck how good he
seeing
looks.
him.
He's old news. He's
So there was
over. There's nothing. Sheamus, the way he looks right now, there's nothing they could do. They could have Sheamus beat everyone, every man and every woman on Raw, SmackDown, and NXT over the course of a 3-hour Raw. Pin them. They could all just be in a giant pile in the ring, and he could pin them. And I still be like, that guy fucking stinks. So.
Yeah. So it's at 5 matches on SmackDown. This is like a forgettable SmackDown.
Yeah, it wasn't that good.
AJ Styles versus Nakamura is a good match, but here's the thing. This is not their first time facing off, and you've seen this match before, but it was just a good match, but not really worth watching. It's skippable. Next week on SmackDown, they announced Daniel Bryan versus Jeff Hardy.
That'll be good.
And Elias versus AJ Styles. This is for the
that could be
semifinals Intercontinental tournament.
Next week looks better.
Who do you call?
I'm gonna say AJ Styles, Jeff Hardy for finals.
AJ Styles, Jeff Hardy. I would rather watch AJ Styles versus Daniel Bryan.
But Jeff Hardy just came back, and
what if Sheamus costs Jeff the match?
I know, but Daniel Bryan and AJ, they had a really boring match at Royal Rumble 2019. I don't know if you remember how boring that match was.
But Jeff Hardy versus Sheamus at Backlash for some kind of stupid match.
I would rather see Jeff Hardy versus AJ Styles. I don't think we've ever seen that match. We did in TNA, and it wasn't bad.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, it'll be the first time.
We've never seen in WWE. Let's fucking see it. Fuck it. The rest of the card's fucking garbage. Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles can wrestle each other all summer.
I'm calling Daniel Bryan winning because Sheamus interferes, and AJ Styles over Elias because King Corbin interferes.
Well, I definitely think AJ's beating Elias, even if nobody interferes. So.
Definitely. All right, let's go to 205. 205 Live is back to match format. We got Byron Saxton and Corey Graves on commentary. The first match is Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch versus Everrise, which is Matt Martell and Chase Parker. This is a return match from just 2 nights ago.
I know.
NXT. I mean, whatever. I guess technically it's a different show.
I didn't like it.
On NXT, this was more of a squash.
I don't know why these 4 idiots had a competitive match.
Tonight's not a squash. What ends up happening is there's a moment where Oney and Burch hit their half crab, crossface, double finish, like how it ended on NXT, but Everrise gets out of it. They fight back some more, but then ultimately they get put back into the half crab crossface, and then
they tap out like idiots.
Burch wins.
Yeah.
What happened to Tahiti? Was it Tahiti? What's his name?
Tahiti?
The guy
Tahiti
who fought,
Miles.
Yeah, Tahiti Miles. What happened to him?
He's dead.
He has a competitive match with Tyler Breeze last week, and then he's not on this one.
No.
They recap the Cruiserweight tournament. They recap the history of Swerve disrespecting the 205 originals in a way. And it leads to our second and last match of the night. Swerve Scott versus Tyler Breeze. Beginning of this match, Swerve's a little off on his game. He misses like a capoeira kick, lands on his face, and then he's trying to climb the ropes and he slips, and then Tyler Breeze takes advantage of it, and then Swerve starts getting frustrated because he's making all these mistakes. But then he hits one huge punch right into the face of Tyler Breeze, knocks him down. Then he hits a downward apron kick, starting looking really good. And, everyone starts hitting their finishers. And they just try to hit their finishers. He goes for the house call. I think he misses. And then Swerve hit his new finisher on Tyler Breeze, where it's called the confidence boost. It's basically where Tyler Breeze is holding the top ropes and Swerve pulls his legs and turns it into a Michinoku driver. I mean, I don't like this finisher because basically it looks like your opponent is helping you do it. So I don't like it, but that's how he wins. What you think?
I miss the old match format. I don't know. I don't know why is this show only 25 minutes? I don't understand. I just feel like you have this show could be 9 hours if Vince and the network just who gives a shit. The show's 25 minutes, and I don't
Isn't
know.
it because they farmed the show out to some other countries?
No, they don't. Not this one.
Oh, then I have no idea then.
I don't know why. I don't know. It was all right. I just don't think. You go like, oh, Isaiah's like this felt like a continuation of the stories on NXT,
Hmm.
but unless you reference them on NXT, like unless you have Isaiah Squad have a Scott, what the fuck,
SWAT.
Isaiah,
Isaiah SWAT. Yeah, it's called SWAT.
Isaiah cunt, unless you have this twat,
Isaiah Swerve SWAT.
Isaiah, whatever. Unless you have Isaiah have a match on NXT, you reference like, oh, he beat up Tyler Breeze. It's like, what was the point of having this fucking rematch? Like, they destroyed these guys on Wednesday. Now, 2 days later, they're like, oh, this is really hard. Like, what happened? Like, it just made them look worse. It made Danny Burch and Oni Baloney like fucking idiots. Like, I don't know. Can we go back? Can we go back and just watch like Isaiah Swerve Scott's favorite matches? I bet she's got some good choices.
I don't think it made them look like idiots. It made them look Everrise look like, all right, we're going.
Yeah, but
we understand how you guys wrestle.
Setting up Oni and Danny for Imperium. So what the fuck is this shit?
No reference to Imperium tonight, so I have no idea.
Yeah, it was a very. It was a non-offensive. Here's the thing: I'm not angry, not like I was when. It was a non-offensive, very vanilla night of wrestling.
Yes, I agree with that 100%. It's a forgettable night of wrestling. If you missed both shows, you missed nothing. But
it didn't drag. I'll give it this.
I'm not mad.
NXT felt like it was, and I was fast forwarding through the commercials. I watched all the commercials. NXT felt like it was 97 hours. This didn't. This went fast. I'll give it that. Both SmackDown and 205.
I actually like NXT better than SmackDown, but I mean,
NXT. I'll tell you what. I used to be like Cole sucks. Cole's a piece of shit. He's way better than Mauro Ranallo. Holy shit.
Yeah, 100%. All right.
All right, that's it. The best match of the week, I think, was Rey Fenix versus Orange Cassidy.
Best match of the week so far, and the week's not over.
I don't count tomorrow.
I'm gonna say it was either the Drake Maverick Kushida match or this AJ Styles versus Nakamura match.
All right. Well,
yeah.
You love juniors. That's why you pick those matches.
No. Okay. All right. Whatever. It's because it didn't have a stupid ending. That's why.
Hey guys, tomorrow I will be back again, and I'll be here with Kyle Lewis as we review Double or Nothing. Hopefully, it's not that bad. See you tomorrow.
I'm watching Double or Nothing, but I'm not paying $50 for it.
Can burn in hell. All right, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.
See ya.
Hebrew.